Welcome to the CrossFit Max podcast.
What is going on, team? Thanks for tuning in. We got a fun episode. I'm excited for you guys to hear this one. We dive a little bit more into the mental approach on how to enjoy living a healthy lifestyle rather than looking at eating healthy or exercise as this punishment that we need to do. So we hope that you get some good value out of it. Make sure you give us a rating and a review. It helps get our message out to a lot more people. So with that being said, let's get to it.
I have fear of starting to talk because I don't know when you hit record.
Oh, I've hit it.
I knew it.
Ha!
Sneaky sneaker.
3, 2, 1. We in it, folks.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to your favorite podcast with Susie and my co-host, Brandon.
Co-host. Wonderful husband.
Love of my life. Father of my child.
What an intro. Wow. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day wherever you are in this beautiful world. Let's get into it. Banter topic. I told Susie I have 2 banter topics.
2. I love when we have good banter topics because then it's like procrastinating talking about the serious stuff.
I don't know if they're that great. Well, the first one is something that we have forgotten to discuss over the last 2 episodes.
I know exactly what you're going to talk about.
So maybe 3 episodes ago, if you're a good follower,
a weekly listener,
that's a better way of putting it, of our podcast, we talked about our cool little photo of the actual podcast of Susie and I sitting at the desk.
AI generated cartoon image of us.
I created that myself.
I mean, Brandon's artistry.
I don't know
what you're saying.
Might be.
I don't know.
But yeah, so we talked about our photo for the podcast.
Yeah, the thumbnail Susie, or whatever. Do you call it thumbnail?
Yeah, thumbnail for our podcast. And Susie mentioned that she didn't, well, not that you didn't like it, but...
Well, I just had to confess to the people who don't know me because...
Yeah, she doesn't actually have... Well, if you're looking at it right now, you'll see that Susie's eyes are pretty accurate in terms of what her eyes look like because she had mentioned in that podcast that
the original photo, my eyes were blue in the cartoon, and I do not have blue eyes.
Susie has
and it was
eyes.
Really upsetting to me because I just felt it was not an accurate representation of how I looked.
And I had spoken about how I kept trying to change it, but AI would change the entire photo, the desk, the people, the everything about it. So our good friends, Matt and Emma, who are...
Literally, we talk about them every episode, so even if you don't go to CrossFit Max, you know about them.
And they've been away for the last couple weeks. I think they come back today. I think they come back from Hawaii today.
Walking on Pierrefonds Boulevard today, and I saw a red Tesla, and I was like, oh... Matt.
I think they're going to make their return this week for sure. But anyways, Matt sent us a photo of a Photoshop. You changed Susie's eyes. So now if you look at our thumbnail for the CrossFit
It looks exactly like me.
It looks exactly like you.
Everything is exactly the same.
Exactly, yeah.
I am that picture.
So yeah, we wanted to use that. We wanted to talk about that 2 weeks ago, but we kept forgetting. So shout out to Matt.
And now if you're behind on episodes and you listen to that episode, I look like a liar because I talk about how my eyes are blue in the image, but now my eyes are brown in the image. So anyway, the more you know. Here it is explained for you if you were wondering what the whole situation was about.
Yeah. And then the second banter topic was something I just wanted to chat about personally.
Oh.
We got to enjoy our holidays together. We got to enjoy the Christmas and the New Year's together.
You and I?
Yeah, you and I.
Yeah, we pretty much do everything together.
Did you have a good time together?
I mean...
No, maybe we didn't have a good time.
No, it was awesome. I had a great time.
And I don't know if you're feeling like this. I'm feeling... But I felt like we definitely enjoyed ourselves. We talked a lot about balance and being okay with enjoying the less healthy of foods and simply
finer things in life.
In simply enjoying it and not stressing over it. And I feel like I did that while also maintaining a decent amount of fitness level and trainings throughout that process. And I feel like the last few days, it's been hard to kind of come away from the sweets. I don't know if you're feeling like this.
Like you're addicted?
Yeah, like I actually felt like it was really hard to stop eating sugar or stop eating the less healthier treat foods that we were indulging in over the vacations. I don't know if you felt like that.
Yeah, but I feel like that all the time because I just say yes. When the body wants it, the body gets it.
No, that's not true. You're pretty good at home. You don't just like eat chocolate at night or stuff like that.
No, I don't.
Like we got some chocolate from family and stuff, and there was nights where I was like, well, I'm just gonna eat this chocolate after we eat supper, and I feel like I found myself
craving it.
Yeah, like higher cravings. You know, sweating. No, I'm just kidding.
Dreaming of chocolate.
Yeah, I felt like there was actually a period of time, and maybe the listeners could resonate with that.
Yeah.
And relate.
No, I agree. I feel like you get even after just a few days of like a habit of having your regular supper and then eating your giant Toblerone. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden the Toblerone's done and you're like, your eyes are twitching. God, you know what my biggest regret of the holidays is?
Oh, what's that? Not eating?
Is letting you have the last 2 pieces of my Toblerone. I think about them every day. What could have been, what should have been.
So your parents got us each.
I literally can't believe I let you just like eat it.
Yeah. Well, you were done. You were done for the night. You're like, yeah, you can have it. And then the next day after, you're like, man, I would do for those 2.
Yeah. And I still think about those pieces. It's been a week. Because, I'm really good at just having like one piece and enjoying it over a longer period of time. Whereas Brandon just like chows down.
Oh,
I feel like you don't savor it. You don't enjoy it.
Oh, I enjoy it a lot.
I will say I have like one sad thing about the holidays. I feel like I didn't drink enough wine.
Really?
I don't think I drank any wine.
Not at all.
A tiny bit with your grandma.
Yeah, we had some at my grandma's. We had some at your place, no?
Nope. We didn't have a drop of alcohol at my parents' house.
Wow. We had Tom and Siobhan over. We had some wine. You actually drank a decent amount that night. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that was New Year's. That's not Christmas.
Well, I'm talking about during the holiday period.
Oh, yeah. But you're supposed to drink on
I think
New
that was
Year's.
the first time you drank. Well, you didn't drink. You didn't even drink that much. But
it's just because I haven't drank in like 2 years.
It's the most I've seen you drink in nearly 2 years since before you were pregnant.
Yeah.
You at one point we were going to bed and Susie's like, oh my God, the room is spinning.
I had 3 glasses of wine.
Yeah, and I was like, are you for real right now? She's like, it's spinning.
Comes on the podcast. I didn't drink enough.
Yeah. I was very, very thrown off by that.
But I think it's because we didn't spend the holidays with your family because they were sick.
Yeah.
And I feel like we usually do our alcohol consumption with them.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Not with my family. My family is not really like into the booze.
Yeah. But anyways, going back to that, you talked about habits before. I feel like there was a period of time where it was hard to get back into this habit of eating healthier.
You feel like you're back
cooking
now?
Foods. I feel like the last few days I've felt a lot better.
It's because I went to the grocery store.
Yeah, we did.
That makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Like when you have food in your fridge that's actually good.
Yeah, accessible.
You don't have a choice but to eat it.
When you have it in your house, you're going to be more likely to consume that food. Whose law is it? Berardi's law, yeah. Well, if it's in your house, you or someone you love is going to eat it. So that rule applies for healthy food, but we like to think of it as the unhealthy stuff. So if you buy a box of cookies randomly at a grocery store, if it's in your home, you or someone you love is going to eat it. It's bound to happen.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to make healthier decisions, then don't buy foods that you want to treat on over the weekend, right?
Don't tell your family about them.
My general rule of thumb is to try to keep that stuff out of the house as much as possible.
And that is the only way really to make sure no one eats it.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I do feel like there was a period of like a few days where it was hard to get back into the routine of cooking food more often, eating the right food. Also, we did move, so that kind of threw our routine
we were just out of whack. I feel like discombobulated for like 3 weeks there.
Yeah, but I felt like there was actually a period of time. And I'll also say this, maybe we'll wrap up the banter topic with this, but I also like just felt a little bit on the unhealthier side of things. Like we're consuming all this extra chocolate and consuming, I thought we were consuming a little bit more alcohol, not a lot of alcohol.
We were consuming more than we normally do.
But like in my workouts, I was a little bit more achy, a little bit more lethargic throughout the days. And it's interesting when you live a really healthy lifestyle, or when you're, let's say, living an unhealthy lifestyle, you don't know anything.
What it feels like to be healthy.
Yeah, you don't know anything different. You
So
just
that's your
know what
norm.
you're feeling. You're feeling aches and
Sluggish.
pains. You're feeling sluggish. You're feeling maybe mentally cloudy.
Right.
You're feeling just more tired. You're not waking up rested in the morning. Stress is higher. You're unmotivated to go to the gym. Like
Yeah.
you just might think that, well, these are just natural things that happen. But when you're on the other side where you live more of a healthy lifestyle, and then you start dipping your toes back into that old lifestyle,
Right.
or that unhealthier lifestyle, it's like you really feel a huge difference. You're like, oh my God, like my performance in the workouts, like I feel like I need to take longer breaks in between things. I'm having a hard time catching my breath.
Yep.
I'm feeling not as motivated to go to the gym or lift heavier weights.
Right.
Felt more achy also, like my shoulders and my knees, everything
I
just
feel
felt
like
achy.
you are someone, though, who is like, you're just so in tune with those things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like you have like a sixth sense for it.
Well, I wish I didn't, because I didn't feel super great for that last week.
I feel like it's kind of good because then when you know in your body when you're not optimizing.
Mm-hmm, for sure, yeah.
So your body sends you like clear signals. And so I feel like that's a good motivator to like get back to being more nutrition focused and whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't feel so different if I'm super honest. Like obviously if I eat like crap for like a few days, like fully off the bandwagon.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I feel like alcohol doesn't affect me so much and eating junk doesn't affect me so much. Like I can get up and work out the next day and I feel fine.
Yeah. I don't know. It just hits me hard. But yeah. So
I'm just
hopefully,
superior.
hopefully you guys.
I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
I
think
I'm just
it's
more in tune with it.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you have the better of the two situations because you're able to be really dialed in with your body. I feel like for me,
You don't. Yeah.
I feel pretty the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very possible. Or you're feeling it but not being in tune with it. Like you're feeling a little bit more tired, feeling more negative emotions, like whatever. You just might not be like, okay, that's maybe because I'm consuming more of the unhealthier stuff.
Very possible.
Yeah. But anyways, hopefully some of you guys are kind of getting back into the routine after holidays now.
Yeah, I feel like the first Monday of 2025 is really like January 1st. You know, like everyone's like, okay, routine starts, kids go back to school. Like
on January 1st?
No, I mean like January 6th, which was
Oh,
yesterday
yeah,
for us
exactly,
when
yeah.
we're recording. Like the
Yes.
first Monday
Yeah.
when like the vacation schedule is done.
Yes.
The regular routine has started. Like as much as we don't always like wait for the next Monday when it's just diet starts Monday, whatever. But it really feels like a new year now.
Yeah, it did feel really good. It felt like we're on a normal gym schedule.
Yeah, the gym schedule is back to normal. Well, actually,
We had our first 7 p.m. class.
yeah, it's not
yesterday,
back
which
to
was cool.
normal. It's our new normal. We've added
Yeah.
some classes to the schedule.
We got our new Lift Lab Olympic weightlifting program starting tonight.
The name is so freaking catchy. I'm obsessed with it.
I love it. Yeah. And yeah, so hopefully you guys are feeling like you're getting back into the routine of
Yeah.
things. I feel like the banter topic kind of goes sweet.
Straight into our real topic.
Real topic, yeah. So, real topic today.
Real talk.
Real talk. You want to tell them?
No.
So, topic for today.
You knew I was gonna say that, didn't you? As soon as you looked at me with those eyes, like, please don't fuck this up.
Topic for today. We're gonna discuss. How should I
Oh, no,
phrase this?
you
We're gonna
wanted me.
discuss. Yeah, no, we're gonna discuss beginning stages for many people, where we use this exercise or eating healthy as kind of this punishment.
Yes.
Like, I'm going to work I'm going to go work
punish your
out
body.
to like punish my body, to burn those extra calories that I consume during the holidays,
Right.
to restrict my food really, really hard so I could lose weight. And it just becomes a really unhealthy relationship with training and fitness and working out and stuff.
Yeah.
So
As like on the flip side, as opposed to being
well, let's
more
talk
like,
about how
okay.
how they can turn that into the opposed side of things.
I got it.
Right?
So don't give it away. Stick around to find out how to turn it around on this episode of the CrossFit Max podcast.
Go straight into an ad right now.
Yeah.
So, well, I think the main reason why I wanted to discuss this is because, you know, it's the beginning of a new year. A lot of people are maybe getting into fitness. You know,
we're busy.
We've had a decent amount of free trial requests throughout the last week. We've also, which I think is even cooler, we had a lot of free trials happening towards the end of 2024, which was cool. So people like did free trials in November and December instead of waiting for the January 1st to click. No shame for those of you guys who are just starting now. That's freaking awesome. There is no better time than today, now to do it. But there was a decent amount of people that said, no, I'm not going to wait. A lot of people,
they were, I feel like the end of the year was coming and people are starting to think, like, how maybe reflect on their year. And instead of waiting to the new year to take action, they were doing exactly what we talked about a lot of in December, which was just not waiting till the new year to take action. So super cool.
So a lot of people are joining the gyms right now. And you know, we've had a few people here that just say they've not really or never done CrossFit before, but have not really exercised or have focused on, let's say, training and living a healthy life. So this podcast is going to be definitely for those type of people, and also maybe just for, you know, our normal listeners, our CrossFitters who are just trying to live a healthy life. Hopefully we'll get some good value out of there and just try to rewire the brain in a more positive outlook so that we could
get more out of our training.
Yeah, exactly. Get more out of our training, get more out of a better understanding of why you're doing what you're doing and going to the gym and trying to like the continuous pursuit of living a healthy life and like why is that important and stuff. So the first thing is we'll talk about the more obvious one is just the exercise for punishment, right? So that would be someone who is coming into the gym and just sees the workout and is just thinking like, oh my God,
it's gonna suck.
That's gonna suck. That's gonna hurt so bad.
Like
it's gonna be really
cave, dark place.
So maybe you can start here. What would you tell someone or recommend someone when they just walk into the gym and they see the workout and they're like, that's gonna suck or that's gonna be really hard? What advice would you give to someone who is saying that?
2-part answer.
2-part. Let's hear the first.
Okay, part 1, if I was Alan Miller, who's my dad, I would tell that person, you're totally right. It is going to suck, especially with that mindset. Okay? If the more gentle approach, the Susie Miller approach, you know, a younger generation's approach, but with a similar mindset and brought up by that sort of frame of mind, instead of telling that person, like, yeah, you're totally right.
Yeah, a new person in the gym walking in, you're not going to tell them that.
Absolutely not.
But your dad would.
My dad would. Like 1,000,000%, 100% of the time. He is authentic and true to who he is. Doesn't matter if it's your first day or 100th day, he would tell you that. But what I would tell that person is still sort of in that same like avenue, but instead of saying like, yeah, you're totally right, it's going to suck, I would remind that person that if we have that approach to the workout, we're setting ourselves up to feel that way. And so instead of seeing a workout that's got movements in it that you find really hard and things that are challenging for you, instead of telling yourself like, oh, this is going to suck, or like, I'm just going to have to push through all this pain, you want to see it as an opportunity to either, let's say there are movements in there that are really hard for you, an opportunity to practice things that we're not excellent at yet. So an opportunity to work on your weaknesses. You can see it as an opportunity to improve your overall fitness instead of an opportunity to suffer It's a chance for you to be like, oh, wow, like I'm going to get fit doing this workout. Like this is going to improve my fitness overall. You can see it as like a challenge. Like I'm rising up to meet this challenge. So really just framing it as something like giving the pursuing the workout is going to bring you positive things. So either you're going to get to practice movements that you're not good at, you're going to get to improve your overall fitness, you're going to feel really good about yourself at the end because it's super challenging and it's going to make you feel like you can do hard things, which you can.
Yep.
So I would tell someone to have those frames of mind, but I would reiterate that it is important to think that like if you come in with the attitude of I deserve to suffer in this workout because I'm so unfit and it's going to suck so bad and it's going to hurt. If those are the things that you're saying to yourself in your head, you are going to be accurate. You're going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy on that. You are going to feel that way if you're setting yourself up for it. So just the same as if you set yourself up to feel like shit and you're going to feel like shit. If you set yourself up to be like, this is going to be so hard, but I'm going to have a really good time and I'm going to feel so accomplished at the end, well, then that's also going to be true.
Yeah.
You're going to get out of it what you think you're going to get out of it.
Yeah. And that's not to say that it's not going to be hard.
Oh my gosh, it's definitely going to be hard. Can't get out of that part.
Absolutely. Like we posted a reel yesterday that never gets easier, you just get stronger type mentality.
So true.
I love that, but I also, there's like a part of me that loves that statement.
It does get easier though.
But it does actually get easier. Well, I wouldn't say like the workouts never get easier. Like the stimulus that each person feels in the group class should be the same, right? Like whether you're doing 95-pound push press overhead or you're doing 55-pound push press, like each person is going to feel the same intensities, feel the same stimulus. That's our job. That being said, the enjoyment of the hard becomes easier.
Yeah, and it gets easier to go into the workout with the right mindset because just like you need to practice your push press form in order to nail the movement and you need to practice your weights in order to improve your overall strength, you need to practice having the right mindset in order for the mindset to work. Like it's almost like you have to flex your mindset muscle. So the more you practice being like, this is going to be a fun challenge and I'm looking forward to this experience and I can't wait to see my fitness improve. It takes practice to think like that. So at the beginning, it's quite difficult. You know, you're going to get sucked into that old mindset of yours. You're going to get sucked into the self-doubt or anything like that. So I think just as much as you need to, flex your biceps, you need to flex your mindset.
Yeah, I would say it's actually really important that you talked about all these things because before, like regardless of where you are in your fitness level, it doesn't matter if you can do a pull-up or not. It doesn't matter if you can only do an air squat or you can do a back squat of 300 pounds. Right. It actually has no value at all on your fitness level before you even work on your mental. Anyone who walks in here can work on their mental right away. And you'll build the fitness after that. But if you come in here with a bad mental, not a bad mental state like towards other people, but a bad mental state towards yourself. And towards the workout, like this is a...
You're going to have a limiting... a cap, like a glass ceiling on your ability. Yeah.
So if you come in here and do all those things that Susie said, and you come in here being like, wow, what a great opportunity for me to work on all these things. And also, most people walk in here for a certain why, whatever that is. Like, I want to lose a little bit of weight. I've been walking up some stairs, and man, like I walk up 2 flights of stairs with my kids, and I am dead after. Like, I'm gasping for air, or... I had a loss in my family and they were just super unhealthy and like that was scary to go through and I do not want to have to go through all of that. Like I want to change my life around. So whatever that why is, you need to understand that and you need to come in here thinking, okay, like my why is this. Okay, I'm going to come in here and do this workout and wow, this is so great. Like I get to work on all these things to help with my why. And again, it has nothing to do with your fitness level. It doesn't even matter about your fitness level. These are things that you can do, like showing up on time, coming in here with a good mindset. You don't have to be fit to do that. You can just do that with your mental, right? It takes zero effort in the fitness department, right? And then like Susie said,
it's definitely related.
Everything after that is going to be much easier. You're going to understand why you're breathing really heavy in a fitness and in the Metcon, or you're going to understand why
the challenge.
Yeah, you're going to understand why your muscles are burning so bad, right? And you're going to be able to embrace that and be like, okay, you're going to have the mindset of, oh, I have 3 more reps. Like, you can do this, versus I have 3 more reps. I need to stop right now and take a little break. Like, that little difference of that mindset at the beginning is going to have a big carryover towards the workout. I'm going to go 5 pounds heavier on my squat today because I want to get stronger in my legs and I want to feel fitter. I want to lose a little bit of weight. I'm going to go 5 pounds heavier. It's going to be hard. That squat is going to be hard. I'm going to add weight. It's going to be not easier to put 5 pounds on more, rather than, oh, this sucks. You know what? I'm not going to go any heavier because, you know,
it already hurts.
It
so
already
bad
hurts
in my
so
legs,
bad
so
to stand up. Yeah. So mindset is really, really key as well. And then all those other things get just so much better after that.
Yeah, I think that the approach to the workout is really important. So framing it from that I'm going to punish myself. I need to lose weight, and see it as, in order to lose weight, you must do this and it's going to suck the whole time. Instead, having the, you know, I would like to lose weight, and what a gift I'm giving myself by creating a healthy lifestyle and by incorporating these workouts in. It's going to make a really big difference on whether you're going to stick with it.
Yeah.
Right? Because, okay, sure, if you come and work out, whether you have a good mindset or a bad mindset, if you're consistent and you come 4 times a week, you will see some improvements in your weight. But let's say your goal is to lose 10 pounds, okay? In 10 weeks, you've noticed that you lost 10 pounds. Well, the person who has framed that as a gift to themselves and a positive outlook and is really living the lifestyle in a healthy mindset is going to probably have a much easier time keeping those 10 pounds off, and maybe even losing a few more pounds if they have more pounds to lose, versus the other person who has like been punishing themselves, maybe really hungry because they've overdone their deficit, because they're really like aggressively trying to lose this weight, and they're viewing it as like a target. They hit the target, and then what do you know? They stop coming to the gym because they don't need to continue to punish themselves. They've already lost the weight. And then what happens 3-4 months down the line, they're right back where they started.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really key element to, like, you can be consistent, you can show up to the gym, you will get fitter by doing that, but will you change your life and will you live forever fitter is going to be really dependent on how you frame your thought process around your training.
Yeah. So that's the mental side of things. Let's talk about the physical side of things, like actually doing the exercises themselves to get better, to reach new goals, become fitter. So, for example, why would you want to add 5 pounds onto the barbell? Or why would I want to do 1 more rep? Or why would I want to go to the last second?
I'm so glad you said that.
Of the workout, rather than just like when the coach says 5 seconds left, 4 seconds left, and then you just stop, right? Rather than going
biggest
to the very
pet peeve
end.
ever, by the way. Side note, as a coach, biggest pet peeve ever, when there's like 3 seconds left and you see someone like basically sit down, you're like, my eyes twitch.
Yeah. So, we're all here to get fitter, but we're also here for longevity purposes.
Yes.
We're here for independence as we get older.
Yep.
We're here to be able to continue to live a healthy life by feeling good in our body, feeling good in our mind, feeling like we have support around us through our community and everything. So there's more than just the mental element.
Yep.
So the physical element plays a huge role into all that stuff. And maybe as the physical gets better, so does the mental as well, right? And you can't do one without the other.
Right.
But when you start to reach new milestones in your fitness, the mental becomes a little bit easier as well. So like Susie said, like you will get fitter So you're going to feel a little bit better when you're moving.
Absolutely.
Right?
It's a given.
At the beginning, for sure, if you're just starting at a gym, then 100% everything is going to feel really hard. You're going to feel very sore the next day, maybe even later that day. Your energy levels are going to feel lower right at the beginning
sure,
as well. So there is this kind of feeling of depleted maybe, or there is this feeling of like, I am hurting right now. Like I'm physically hurting. There is that sort of element
also,
here.
I think like this happens. I do a lot of the trials. So I do a lot of the people who are here for their first workout in maybe years.
Yeah. Sometimes
and
first
I
ever.
think generally I notice that people, so just to give people a quick rundown, we do a couple of like stretches, we learn the air squat, we learn the ring row, and then we do a 7-minute AMRAP.
Of bike, ring row, and air squat.
Yep. So it's extremely low intensity, and it's not a lot of cardio. Like it's really like 7 minutes of cardio, and the way we coach it is it should be like a very relaxed pace to begin with, and if you feel better, then you can accelerate as you go. Anyways, just so you have a bit of a rough idea, a lot, I would say almost all of my trials, I think, have this moment during that 7-minute AMRAP where they realize, holy shit, I'm unfit. And I think that moment can be something that is terrifying to the athlete, or it can be something that they see as like a wake-up call or a moment, a challenge to rise up to. Or for some people, it's literally just shocking that they see the workout. It seems quite simple and straightforward. It doesn't seem like a big demand. And then I think like 1 or 2 rounds in, they're gasping for air and they're like, oh my goodness. Either they thinking, thank God I'm here. I need this. Or they're thinking, oh my goodness, like this hurts a lot and I'm way less fit than I even thought.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a common experience for people. And so, I mean, this is why I think I do well with the people in the trials, because this is kind of like my favorite moment to have a discussion with them. Like, there is no judgment about where we're starting. You did the hardest thing ever today, which was show up.
Yeah.
But then
those doors.
Yeah. And I say that to every single client. Like, you are absolutely killing it today. And they're like, we haven't even started. I'm like, yeah, but you're here.
Yeah.
You're here. Like, you made it. Walking through those doors, super intense. But you know, I think it's a bit of a wake-up call for a lot of people when they come in for the first time. And I've seen many an athlete start to really negatively self-talk themselves and go down that sort of spiral, because if it's been years since you worked out, it's normal that you're like, holy shit, I cannot breathe.
Yeah. And like, so like working out itself is hard, but what are like the physical benefits, you know, like in order to build a healthy heart,
yes,
you have to do cardiovascular activity.
No way around it.
You have to get your heart rate up. You have to be moving at a faster pace.
Yeah, there's no magic pill, guys. Like, this is it. You got to do the work.
If you want your lungs and your heart to be healthy, you have to do movements that are going to get your body moving. If you want your muscles to be healthy, which we always say that like muscles are the organ of longevity, right? If you want your muscles to be strong, I'm not talking like, bodybuilder, huge guy, super jacked on the stage there. I'm not talking about that type of muscle. I'm talking about muscle that allows you to carry your groceries around, that allows you to go for a hike, right?
Yeah.
That allows you to go up and down stairs without feeling like you need to lean onto the railing. That
allows you to catch yourself if you slip on the ice, or if you do fall, to kind of break your fall so you're not so fragile.
Yeah. In order for you to build healthy bones as well, right? You need to do impact You need to lift weights,
Absolutely.
right? These are all things that are really, really important for the human body, right? If you want our organs to be working right, we want our metabolism to be firing up. If we want our skin to be healthy, if we want our brain to be healthy for a long period of time as we age, we know that cardiovascular activity, and we know that lifting weights is going to help every aspect of your body. So when we say like, okay, we're going to put 5 more pounds on it, it's not a punishment. We're not like we're not whipping you here when like, come on, 5 pounds, like we're not slaves here, like it's like, hey, okay, we have the strength to be able to do 85 pounds. Let's put on 5 pounds and let's challenge ourselves. In order for us to build strength and build muscle, in order to get a stronger body, you need to challenge yourself with effort. And if once upon a time 85 pounds felt really heavy and you've been doing this for 6 months and you're feeling stronger now, well, okay, maybe once upon a time 85-pound squat felt like a 9 out of 10 effort.
Right.
But now after 6 months of training, now you're a little bit into the later stages of your beginning journey. Okay, well, maybe now it's not a 9 out of 10 effort. Maybe now it's a 6 on 10 effort. Okay, well, in order for us to build strength, right, we got to be sitting around that 8 to 9 out of 10 effort, right? So we got to get a little bit more weight on that bar. You've gotten stronger. You've developed the technique. All right, let's challenge ourselves, right? In order to build stronger bones, you have to be jumping. You have to be lifting weights. You have to do impact stuff, right? And like Susie said, as you age, we need to be able to react if we fall. We need to be able to endure the impact if we do end up falling, right?
Yeah, like we live in a cold place where falling is like very easy to do 6 months of the year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but all these things are super important, right? So there's a reason behind, okay, well, why is my heart rate feel like it's at 180 right now, right? Well, that's because I'm working really hard. And why should it be working really hard? Because in order to get my body healthy, I needs to be up there.
Right.
Not all the time. Not when you're doing like 60 minutes straight of exercise.
Right.
But if you're doing like a hard conditioning piece, like we had intervals yesterday on the Echo Bike and the Bike Erg, where it's just pedal as hard as you can for 1 minute, really hard. Okay, rest a minute. Repeat that on the other bike. Again, rest another minute and do that for 3 rounds, right? So it's not like exercise is this thing that needs to be punishment for the physical body. It's not that squatting all the way down to the very bottom of a squat or pressing a barbell all the way up until our elbows are extended, until our shoulders can't reach anymore. It's not to be like, oh, I want to make this harder for my athletes, so I want them to squat lower. It's like, no, like your hips, your knees, and your ankles were meant to do this. And in order to promote healthy joints, we need them to be moving through full ranges of motion. And probably if you're joining this later into your life, then probably you already have stiffness in your joints, and maybe you might be having a hard time getting into these positions. So they're even more important to practice, right? How many free trials do we have that have a hard time getting into the bottom of the squat? I was one.
Yep.
I played basketball and volleyball, and I joined CrossFit when I was 20. But man, my quads were so freaking tight. I've sprained my ankles so many times doing all these jumping and landing on people.
Yep.
That man, I fell on my ass the first time the coach asked me to get into the bottom of the squat. I was like, I have to go that low. He's like, yep, that low. And it was this constant reminder that I need to get that low over and over and over again, right? So the physical element of exercise itself is meant to promote a healthy body, not to punish yourself.
Right. And as coaches, when we are encouraging you to add weight on your bar or get lower in your squat or lock out your arms overhead in a pressing movement, we are not doing that because we're picking on you. We are not attacking or bullying the athletes. We're not trying to
bullying. Jeez.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think like it's not a punishment. Like from our end as the coach, we like you need to see those types of cues as we are trying to serve you. We are trying to help you. We are trying to get you where you want to be in order to improve your fitness, improve your strength, improve whatever it is that you're working on. You gotta go full range of motion. You gotta add weight to your bar. You can't get around it. There's no way you can get around it. Like, there's no secret pill. You can't improve your cardio if you don't work on it. You can't improve your strength if you don't work on it. And as coaches, it's our job to make sure that we see you guys actually getting the right stimulus and the right work in. And so not only is it important that the self-talk that you have going on in your brain, it's really important that you view the coaching as we're on the same team as you and we want for you the same thing. And when we come and give you a cue, or we stop you in the middle of an AMRAP and you're like, I just want to go faster.
I just want to do more reps, more reps,
and they're like,
faster.
Go away, like, leave me alone. I want to do my thing. We're not doing it because we're upset with you, or we want to ruin your score, or you're a bad athlete. We're doing it because we want to make sure that you're getting the most out of your training.
Yeah. I think the CrossFit Max athletes are pretty good, though.
I know, but it's a nice reminder to tell people. And sometimes, especially myself, like, sometimes you get a feedback and you think, oh, I stuck. And then you're like, wait, whoa, that's not it. Like, it's not that I stuck. You're getting a feedback because you want to make sure you're optimizing your movement quality. You're optimizing your workouts.
That's the beauty of coaching.
Leveling up.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just trying to make each person better one rep at a time here.
Yeah, so I think it's just good to think about not only your self-talk, but, when your co-athletes or your coaches are saying, like, hey, like, that looked like a squat that was like a 70% effort. I think there's room to add weight on the bar.
Yeah. And that's why the training element is not meant to be like a punishment, essentially. So we have the mental, we have the physical element of things, and then I would say the other thing is like the lifestyle stuff. The lifestyle can be broken down into many different things, but we'll talk lifestyle and more specifically nutrition to kind of cap it off here. And this idea that I'm gonna start this hardcore diet, or I'm going to start restricting myself from all these foods that I love, is going to be really, really hard on the psyche, on the mental element, the motivational side of things, to be able to build a healthy lifestyle, right? So if you're in this category of just starting out, or, this even goes for people who have been doing this a while, and you're always looking at eating these treat foods as these bad foods for you, or I'm going to just cut out all this stuff, and then if I eat it, then I'm a bad person, then you're never going to get to a point of happiness in this lifestyle, because this lifestyle, that it isn't a restrictive lifestyle. It's okay to have a glass of wine. It's okay to have a couple glasses of wine occasionally, right? What's important is that you make, at the beginning, small changes over time. And then what's important is that you start to develop a kind of a enjoyment and a love for making healthy food decisions. Like, so many people I hear cut out these suppers and these lunches, and they're like, yeah, like, before I was eating whatever, I was eating this pasta salad, or I was eating this pasta for lunch, and now I'm only eating salad for lunch. That's all I'm eating, is I'm just eating salad. It's like, okay, well, you went from this food that was created for the human palate to absolutely love, and you've been doing this for X amount of years, to now you're going on this like really, really extreme, like, only salad diet for lunch. It's like, well, what if we were to have a little bit of pasta? What if we were to cut the pasta in half?
Yeah.
And we were gonna also eat salad, right? Wouldn't that be a huge win, where you get a little bit of what you love and a little bit of new stuff, right?
Yeah.
If you were to, eat just toast every single morning, and you went from like, okay, like, now I'm only eating eggs. It's like, okay, well, what if we were to cut half the toast instead of having 2 toast with Nutella? Maybe we have...
Why are you looking at me like that?
Just kidding. Susie doesn't eat Nutella, but one
Used to
toast. She
before
loves it.
Brandon.
Yeah. What if I have one toast with some eggs, right? And then eat that instead, right? So it's like these small little changes where you start to find these recipes that you enjoy rather than like, oh, like I only eat these like plain chicken and broccoli. It's like, okay, well, why don't we spice that chicken up a little bit, you know?
Literally.
Like why don't we find recipes of chicken that we love, and like why don't we start enjoying the process of finding these recipes of chicken that we like, and finding these ways of cooking these vegetables that are enjoyable for you, rather than just eating them like plain, no season, no boiled, and just
miserable,
you know, bland. It's like, well, how about we start to enjoy the finding of recipes and cooking and like learning new recipes and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think that the mental approach there is you want to find something that's going to be sustainable, that's going to be realistic for your life, and that you're going to be able to enjoy doing. Because if you don't enjoy doing it, it's not going to last. That's just like human nature. We don't like to be uncomfortable. We don't like to suffer. So you can maybe like mind over matter, power through with your freaking salad every day for a short period of time. But at one point, you're going to crack. You're going to get that whiff of whatever pizza or something that tickles your fancy. You're gonna have it, and then you're gonna binge it, and then you're gonna punish yourself. You're gonna be like, oh, like I already screwed up my diet, so I might as well just give up now. And then you just end up totally off the bandwagon. And then you start doing those like yo-yo diets, and then you're like back on Monday, diet starts again, and punish, sustain for as long as you can, and then boom, off the bandwagon again. And so maybe like in these two approaches, the approach of punishing yourself, eating like such a strict diet, and having more of like a fluid, balanced approach to nutrition where like 80% of the time you're killing it and you give yourself a treat every once in a while, that those two approaches are going to lead to weight loss, okay? But side of like intensity and punishment, maybe you lose weight a little bit faster at the beginning, but the chances of you actually maintaining it or keeping the weight off are just so low. Versus the other side, you get to enjoy the process, you get to embrace the challenge, find new ways to cook, find things that inspire, and it's going to become something that's sort of effortless to do over time once you get used to it. Versus the other version, yeah, you might lose weight, but you're going to hate yourself the whole time, and you're going to be miserable, and you're going to be cranky as fuck, because if I eat chicken and broccoli every day, I'm not going to be a happy gal. So like pick like what kind of life do you want to live? Do you want to be grumpy and cranky and have a six pack, or do you want to be like happy and smiley and have a six pack? Like,
it's just changing the idea of health being a punishment takes a lot of work, but just understanding and catching yourself in the moment of, this workout sucks, this workout is really burning my arms and I don't want to do it, or even there's this movement that I don't like to do, and this movement I'm not good at, so I want to avoid it, right? Or man, like I'm just eating this restrictive diet. I'm like, I've cut out all the foods I love, and now I'm just following this thing and I freaking hate it, rather than, wow, I just whipped up this freaking delicious salad that I love. Like it's got these ingredients in it that are super healthy for me. However, I also really enjoy the taste of it. Oh my God, I did this workout today, and man, this exercise was so hard, but I was able to power through and push and go a little bit heavier than what I thought. I walked into the gym and I had a more positive outlook. It's just much more it's easier to get into a nice routine and start enjoying a healthier life, because at the end of the day, this is not a 6-week challenge. This is not a 2025. This is the year, like this is like a 2025 for the rest of my life. This is not, like I said, like this is meant to be an enjoyable process, and I thoroughly enjoy going to the gym every single day, and I thoroughly enjoy 80% pretty healthy, and I really look forward to every single meal. In fact, I'm starving right now, and I can't wait to get home and eat my meal. Like just because you're living a healthy life doesn't mean that you shouldn't be enjoying it. But I think going back to the first point, it really, really starts with the mental element before before we talk about the physical and before we even talk about the nutrition / lifestyle stuff.
Life is meant to be enjoyed
Hmm.
and for a long time. So if you can have the good mindset, you're going to enjoy the process of being healthy and you're going to live a longer, happier life. And it's not just going to impact your nutrition and your gains inside the gym. It's going to impact your ability to lead in your work projects. It's going to impact the ability to show up for your partner and your family. Like this, teaching your brain, flexing your mindset muscle. I kind of like that concept. Teaching your brain to think in a positive way is going to start to bleed into literally everything you do. Mm-hmm. So you're going to show up like, what an opportunity I have to give this presentation at work and maybe inspire another person, whatever it is that you're doing. What an opportunity I have to like show up for my kids and teach them, you know, we eat berries because they're good brain food and things like that. Like, how lucky am I that I get to do those things? And if you have that approach to your whole life, it's just going to make everything so much more fun.
Yeah. And although we broke them into 3 things, they really go like hand in hand with each other. Yeah,
can't have
like,
one without the
obviously,
other.
the mental element, it doesn't require, I mean, it's work, it's effort, but it doesn't require as much as lifting a heavy barbell. Like that takes a lot of hard work.
You can just choose to
changing your the way you eat. There's many factors that are involved, right? Mm-hmm. But they all kind of go together. When you start eating healthier, you start performing better in the gym. True when that. You start performing better, you start having a better mental. When you start having a better mental, you start cooking new recipes, right? Like they all really go together. So hopefully this kind of allows you guys to take some stuff towards your lifestyle and not think that there's one of these that I need to work on. It really just all kind of goes together, and just small changes goes a long way.
Yeah, and celebrate every little victory along the way, guys.
Yep. All right. We end the podcast with Client of the Week.
Pew, 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 pew.
And this client is one of those awesome people who joined our gym towards the end of the year. I think she's been here now a couple months.
I would say like 1 month.
1 month only?
Yeah.
Wow, she's had such an impact that I feel like she was here for longer than that.
I think she signed up on Black Friday. That was the end of November, so beginning of December.
Yeah, wow. So this client took the initiative to start for the reason of needing to pass a physical exam.
Yes.
Punishment.
No.
And came in here with the, I guess you would say maybe more of the can't mindset, made a few comments about that in her free trial. Yes, we've had
lots of discussions about using the word can't and how we need to reframe our thought process around that.
And she has been ultra consistent.
Yep, crushing
She has been making some serious gains in the gym. Mm-hmm. She is also a new podcast listener. She's been listening to the last couple weeks. So shout out to our new client. I'll call her by her actual name.
Government name?
Sandra. So
Sandy.
And nickname goes by Sandy. So shout out to Sandy for being such an awesome client. She is just always a pleasure.
Example of taking the mental approach in a positive light and being ultra consistent in her training and working towards a goal with a can-do attitude.
Yeah, she's been working on it a lot. And we had a good nutrition discussion a couple weeks ago, I think.
I love that.
And she's just having a much more open mindset to things. And yeah, she's crushing it, and she's been a pleasure to coach.
And she's definitely passing that police tech
oh my God, she's gonna ace
exam
that police tech
coming
exam.
up in a few months.
How old is she?
21.
21?
20 or 21, I think.
And she's doing police tech at
John Abbott. Yeah.
And then she's got
This is her last semester.
It's her last semester. So stay tuned for her results if she passes that physical.
Then she goes to the police academy, I think. I'm not sure.
And then hopefully she gets a job around this area here.
Yeah. So she can,
keep up her CrossFit Max training.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Hope that you got some good value from this podcast. And we'll catch you in the next one. See ya.
Bye.